And there's late word from Topeka fire investigators. They say they cannot rule out any homeless transient activity contributing to that two-alarm fire that erupted this morning inside White Lakes Mall. The fire did about $100,000 damage. We begin our 13 News team coverage tonight with 13's Phil Anderson taking us to the scene.
Crews battled a large blaze early Tuesday at the mostly empty White Lakes Mall in South Topeka. Flames and heavy smoke were pouring out of the roof of the building when crews arrived on the scene around 6:45 a.m. Topeka Fire Department officials said crews made a defensive attack, battling the blaze only from the outside. The building wasn't considered safe enough to send firefighters inside and risked the roof collapsing on them, Topeka Fire Marshal Todd Harrison said at the scene.
Due to the nature of where the fire started and the age of the building, we are not allowing our firefighters to get inside.
In 2019, WIBW reported that squatters were known to be inside the building. Squatters are homeless individuals who stay in vacant structures.
And that longtime shopping center took its name from White Lakes Country Club that originally sat on the site. 13's Jared Broyles is here now with a look back at the mall's 56-year history.
Melissa, White Lakes has had quite the storied history, opening as a major mall, becoming a business hub, and finally in its more recent days as a near-abandoned eyesore. Now, years ago, WIBW broadcast the Jerry Lewis Telethon from White Lakes Mall. We talked earlier today with Emily Cowan, founder of the Abandoned Kansas website.
Our history is, falling to pieces, and, we need to do something about it before something like this happens to, say, Minigers or other buildings, Sumner, so that, Topeka really should start taking action, and this should be a wake-up call for all of us, that this is a harsh reality and it can happen to anywhere.
She says White Lakes Mall was built in the early 60s and opened in 1964 at a cost of $8 million. The mall was once anchored by former retail powerhouses Sears and JCPenney's. Other stores included Walgreens, Robinson Shoes, and Fowley's Market. Cohen notes that Westridge Mall drew both Sears and Penney's away when it opened in 1988. White Lakes Mall later rebranded as White Lakes Center, attempting to move from retail space only to business. The abandoned portions of the mall have become home to squatters, as you heard Phil say earlier, a problem for police, the city, and the property owner. In fact, the city of Topeka condemned the building in August of this year. The mall is currently owned by KDL Inc. Our story archives show that owner Kent Lindemuth filed for bankruptcy in 2012 and later was acquitted of 117 federal charges against him, the majority of which were related to alleged bankruptcy fraud. Despite the fire, Emily Cowan with Abandoned Kansas says she still holds out hope that White Lakes will rise from the ashes.
Has a personal attachment to my family because my aunt and uncle actually met there in 1983. They were actually, he had pulled up with some friends and he was supposed to be meeting other friends, and they mistaked my aunt's car for their friends, and they started talking. The next weekend they went on a date.
Shawnee County property records reveal the county appraised the White Lakes Mall property at more than $800,000 for 2020. Taxes are more than $42,000.
Jared, thank you with our team coverage tonight. Also